in order to use the quadratic formula, you need to know the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. And these a's, b's, and c's come from the first, second, and third numbers of our trinomial, where a is 4, b is negative 2, and c is negative 5. So if we plug this all into our formula, we're going to get x equals negative b would be positive 2. Since b is negative 2, negative b is positive 2. Plus or minus, the plus or minus ensures that we're going to get two answers, because remember, for a quadratic, we're looking for the roots or solutions, and there's always two because it's a power 2 expression. The highest exponent is squared, so we get two answers. So 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared is negative 2 squared minus 4 times a is 4 times c, negative 5. And that's all over 2 times a, which is 2 times 4. So we have a lot of simplifying we need to do. 2 plus or minus the square root. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. Right? Negative numbers in parentheses squared are positive. And then we actually multiply negative 4 times negative 5. Remember that negative belongs to that 4. So negative 4 times negative 5. The fact that there's an even amount of negatives means it's going to end up being a positive. See, negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20, times 4 is 80. And that is all over 2 times a, which is 2 times 4 is 8. And we can simplify that radical further. 2 plus or minus radical 84 over 8. And there's a lot of ways this can go. Now we're looking at our radical here, which is really the discriminant, but radical 84. That can be something negative, which is going to result in complex roots. It could be a rational, like 16, and then we get rational. 84 is not a square number, so this means it's going to be an irrational, but it can be reduced. And so I think, all right, 84, what can we divide 84 by? I know we can do 4. And then we would end up with, I think, a 21, so that would probably work, right? If we do radical 4 and radical 84 divided by 4 is 21, yep, over 8. And we end up with 2 plus or minus 2 radical 21 over 8. And then we think, all right, can 21 be reduced? It has factors, 7, 3, but no square factors. And we can actually reduce further, because we don't care about the radical number, but we look at these 3 numbers to see if they can be divided by the same thing. And they all have to be divisible by the same thing to reduce. In this case, they can. They could all be divisible by 2. So our final answer is going to be 1 plus or minus radical 21 over 4. And we get two answers as 1 plus rad 21 over 4 and 1 minus rad 21 over 4. And there's a x equals in front of this whole thing because we found the roots.